Good morning, Emerson. Officials at the University of Virginia have found that there is no evidence supporting the Rolling Stone rape allegations made against students. Lauren Fox has the story.
And one of the greatest players to ever man the point guard position in the NBA has decided to call it quits. Sean Stackhouse says more about the two-time league MVP.
All that and more today, Tuesday, March 24th. I'm Maggie Morlath.
And I'm Logan Reed.
And welcome to the show today. Later we'll be hearing from Gretchen Kuhsel, our style correspondent, who visited 5 Cent Sound's used t-shirt sale.
Definitely. It's a music magazine originally, but they had a t-shirt sale that went on just in front of the Beard Room, so very cool designs there. And maybe they're even as cheap as they sound.
Oh, hopefully. I don't know about 5 cents though.
Yeah. Definitely look forward to that. And then we have an interview with Nik DeCosta-Klipa, who is a writer for theboston.com and knows everything about the Aaron Hernandez trial. Already been so much that has happened with the trial, whether it be with sort of the politics going on or just weird trends in the courtroom.
Exactly.
So look forward to hearing from him.
Yeah, there's been a lot of interesting evidence brought to court, and it's awesome that, we here in Boston get to follow all of it. And it looks like he's the one covering it for us.
Trying to win over the jury and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
See what his take on
we'll
it
have
really
to
is.
ask Nick about that later. And then also a little bit later, Amelia will be recapping some of the best season premieres of TV shows.
Oh my God, very important, especially you wait all off season for that one episode to try to spark you back into the show. What's the new concept, the new characters, and all sorts of stuff like that. And like you were saying, it's so much like the finale, the premiere, so we love all of them. But unfortunately, we have to jump to some tragic news coming out of France. Lauren, you have the latest with that. What's going on there?
Breaking news from southern France. A Germanwings plane with 148 passengers crashed in the Alps region. Flight AU 9525 was traveling from Dusseldorf to Barcelona when it went down. French Prime Minister Francois Hollande confirmed the tragedy this morning, saying no survivors are expected. Lufthansa, the owner of the Germanwings plane, tweeted around 7:30 this morning it did not know the cause of the crash. Lufthansa also tweeted their deepest sympathies and they hope to find survivors. Police said there is no evidence to confirm the gang rape described by a UVA student in a controversial Rolling Stone story published last fall. In her article, A Rape on Campus, a student identified as Jackie described an assault by 7 men at a Phi Kappa Psi fraternity party in September 2012. Jackie did not report the crime and refused to answer questions from police after the article was published. Rolling Stone apologized for the story, admitting to never contacting the man accused of orchestrating the assault. Phi Psi was cleared of any involvement in the case in January. The fraternity is currently exploring its legal options against Rolling Stone. And an online group affiliated with the Islamic State terrorists threatened to attack a list of American military members on Sunday. The group, called the Islamic State Hacking Division, posted the photos and addresses of over 100 U.S. troops. The file, which has since been deleted, said it hacked military databases so, quote, our brothers residing in America can deal with you. U.S. law enforcement is contacting all 100 troops named in the file. The terrorist group has also threatened military members' spouses and children. The FBI urges troops to get rid of any personal information on their social media accounts. And Texas Senator Ted Cruz announced Monday morning that he is running for president in 2016. This makes Cruz the first Republican candidate to officially declare a spot in the race. Cruz first posted the news on Twitter just after midnight on Monday. The tweet read, I'm running for president and I hope to earn your support. Cruz later made his formal announcement at Liberty University in Virginia, the largest Christian university in the world. The senator is known for his open agreement with the Tea Party movement and his involvement in the 2013 government shutdown. His campaign promises to reignite the promises of America. And the fate of the Boston 2024 games may lie in the hands of Boston residents. Boston 2024, the group supporting the local Olympic Games bid, announced it will not continue campaigning unless it receives support from the majority of people in Massachusetts. The promise appeared in full-page ads in the Boston Globe and Boston Herald newspapers. This came just days after a poll revealed most Boston residents opposed hosting the Summer Games. Residents are concerned some of the $9.5 billion cost will be added into their taxes. Governor Charlie Baker's office announced Monday that state leaders are planning to hire a consultant to further research the impact the summer games would have on taxpayers. Gubernatorial candidate Evan Falchuk has already proposed putting the decision to a statewide vote. Despite Boston's 2024's call for public approval, it is unclear whether the group plans to measure support through a ballot initiative or by polling. That's all the news I have for you today. Back to Logan and Maggie at the desk.
Thanks, Lauren. While in Boston, we've seen a lot of precipitation this winter. Other parts of the world have suffered severe droughts. Michael Kyanis has a world water update for us. Michael?
Yeah, we'll get to that a little later. There's actually some interesting repercussions that come along with that. But for right now, we have a clear sky with a few clouds here and there, but the temperature is only about 22 degrees. Luckily, the wind speeds are down to around 5 miles per hour today, so when the temperature does get up to about 36 degrees, we'll actually be feeling that temperature change. Tonight, we'll see sunset around 7 o'clock, and the low temperature for this evening is actually warmer than it currently is outside at 26 degrees. Clouds will be rolling in later tonight, but I don't expect that we'll see any precipitation until at least tomorrow afternoon. Speaking of tomorrow, Boston's temperature will rise up to 49 degrees, the warmest it has been in a long while. We'll be seeing the sun in the morning, but as the day progresses, we could be in for some rain. The day starts with a 20% chance of precipitation in the morning, and throughout the day, that number will increase to 40%. So if you're planning on spending your Wednesday night around town, I would suggest that you bring an umbrella just to be safe. Looking ahead to our 5-day forecast, we're looking at extremely warm week this week. Today's temperatures are the lowest for the week with a high of 36 and a low of 26. Tomorrow you can expect a high of 47 and a low of 39. A warm, clear day until the evening where we might see some rain. That rain will carry over to Thursday and the temperature is going to hit at almost 60 degrees throughout the day. Unfortunately, some of that warm air will be leaving us when the rain does on Friday, but we'll still have a warm and clear day with temperatures near 50 degrees. We can expect the same conditions on Saturday, only with a few lower temperatures in store for us. That was your 5-day forecast. Now let's discuss a problem that scientists say we could be facing in about 15 years. Released on World Water Day, the World Water Development Report discussed how current water trends could leave the world in peril in the year 2030. Environmental scientists predict that 40% of the Earth's water supply will be inaccessible to humans in that year. The rate of the increase in the demand for water is double the rate of the Earth's population growth. Many arid countries already lack the necessary clean drinking water to live, but they aren't the only countries that will be affected. Brazil, one of the most water-rich countries in the world, is already being affected by drought conditions similar to California. If major food manufacturing areas like these two countries continue to experience drought, we could expect worldwide food prices to skyrocket. California Governor Jerry Brown has laid out a $1 billion plan to fight the drought, which will hopefully help curb the effects of this epidemic. That's the weather. I'm Michael. Here's Logan and Maggie at the desk.
Thank you, Michael. Coming up, we have an interview with Boston.com's Nik DeCosta-Klipa and his information on the cultivating Aaron Hernandez trial.
Stay with us.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson.
Now we are joined by Nik DeCosta-Klipa, a columnist for Boston.com who has been following the Aaron Hernandez trial. Nik, thank you for joining us via Skype today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Thank you. You've been reporting on this trial since the beginning. So what has it been like sort of having this project for you?
Sorry, Can you just repeat the question again?
How's it been just covering the Aaron Hernandez trial in such detail as you have been?
Yeah, it's been very interesting. It's a iffy case. We've been covering it from our offices via the live stream, but also trying to combine our live reporting with aggregation from the social media that a lot of the in-court reporters have been putting out there. But the case itself has been very interesting.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like you've included several forms of media in terms of your reports, like tweets, vines, and pictures. Do you think this enhances your coverage in any sort of way?
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, that's we try to most of the tweets that we try to put in there are either analysis from reporters or pictures that have been tweeted out, whether it's been pictures of evidence that they're showing in court or just pictures of witnesses testifying. We think that complements our obviously our written coverage.
Now, it seems like you're no stranger to sort of covering the legal system and also covering sports, but what has this experience sort of been for you, marrying the two?
It's interesting. I mean, it's obviously there's a bit of an intersection where you typically, I mean, trials aren't going to be popularly interesting to the general public, but when you kind of put this a big sports star in there, it definitely makes it a more compelling case. And there's rumors that there's going to be a few Patriots and members of the Patriots organization that'll be testifying earlier this week. So that'll be something interesting to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm. And how is it in terms of sports and how do you report on such a serious topic? Because this has never really happened in the sports world before, having an athlete like this committing a so-called murder. How do you keep your own voice in such a difficult case and something new?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to. It's a very serious case. We have to report it kind of straightforward, and we're not really trying to make any. It's not as light as general sports coverage would be. We try to look at other the way that other sports cases have been covered. You could go back and look at like the OJ trial or more recent investigations into athletes. And you have to give it the same sort of serious consideration as you would any other court case.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Nik, and we wish you luck covering the rest of the trial.
Thank you so much, Nik.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Also, Steve Nash is just one of many players that have defined the NBA. A two-time MVP in 2005 and 2006, Nash made the assist and passing cool once again. Steve has been injured in recent years, and Father Time has caught up with him, Sean, hasn't he?
Yeah, Steve Nash has announced his retirement. It's very sad to see him out of the league. He's been one of my favorite players to watch, whether it's behind the back or between the legs passes. He's always been a thrill. Now, this weekend, the basketball world said goodbye to future Hall of Fame point guard Steve Nash. Nash retired after an illustrious 19-year career where he achieved 2 MVP awards, was an 8-time All-Star, and ranks 3rd all-time in assists. Nash was drafted in 1996 by the Phoenix Suns and played for them as well as the Mavericks and the Lakers. Nash has been battling injuries while on the Lakers and has missed this entire NBA season. Someone who hasn't missed this NBA season, though, is Russell Westbrook. Westbrook thought that he recorded his 10th triple-double of the season on Sunday, racking up 12 points, 17 assists, and 10 rebounds in a win against the Heat. That was until the NBA came out last night and announced that he actually only had 9 rebounds. Westbrook would have been the 6th player in the last 30 years to reach over 10 triple-doubles in a season, placing him in a category with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. The Thunder's next game is tonight against the Lakers, and there's a pretty good chance that he'll get that 10th triple-double tonight. The NFL held their first ever veteran combine this Sunday, where 107 former players came out to try and give their career another shot. Some of the big names we saw competing were Brady Quinn, Felix Jones, and Michael Sam. The main difference between this combine and the regular combine, however, is that the veterans don't have to wait for the draft. They can sign with any team at any time. The lone signing we've seen thus far came when the former Jaguars wide receiver Nathan Slaughter signed with the Cardinals. And in Fontana this weekend, number 2 Brad Keselowski captured the checkered flag for his first win of the season. Keselowski was in 17th place late into the race until multiple cautions and a smart change of 4 tires allowed him to surge into first place. Keselowski barely beat out Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch, who led for the majority of the race. More impressive than Keselowski's finish, though, is that Kevin Harvick has now finished in the top 2 of every race this season. Harvick is first in the Sprint Cup standings and leads Joey Logano by 28 points. And now let's get you caught up to speed on everything you need to know about March Madness. If your bracket is in shambles after the first week of the tournament, don't fret. Everyone's is. Not a single person picked all Sweet 16 teams correct. We saw 10 lower seeds beat a higher seed, and 12 games were decided between 3 or fewer points. Some of the crazy storylines we saw in the round of 64 were Georgia State defeating Baylor, UAB over Iowa State, and Dayton beating Providence. The thrills didn't stop there, though. In the second round, we saw NC State knocking off number 1 Villanova, Michigan State over Virginia, and Wichita State over Kansas. So now the question arises, Sean, how's your bracket doing? Well, unfortunately, the bracket I shared with you last week isn't doing so hot. I only predicted half of the Sweet 16 teams right. However, like most college basketball fans, I made several brackets. And in my best bracket, I predicted 13 of the final 16 teams correct, and I'm ranked 35,000th out of 11 million. That's not too shabby. That's it for sports. Back to Logan and Maggie.
Thanks, Sean. Gretchen Kuhsel paid a visit to 5 Cent Sound's used t-shirt sale. Let's see what Gretchen dug up.
Good morning, Emerson. I am your style correspondent, Gretchen Kuhsel, and today I'm here with Z, the editor-in-chief of 5 Cent Sound, and we are shopping in the beard room. So Z, tell us a little bit about what this event is all about.
This is 5 Cent Sound's first used t-shirt sale, so we accepted donations from both our staff and other members of the Emerson community, and then we have laid them out here for everyone else to come and purchase them. So it's 1 t-shirt for $2 or 3 t-shirts for $5, and all proceeds will go towards us trying to print for spring.
Awesome. So you have a variety of bands here. What kind of stuff are you looking for?
We would take anything that anyone listens to practically, so we've got a pretty diverse selection right now. We've got a little bit of pop punk, we've got a little bit of hardcore, some classics. We've kind of got anything anyone's looking for.
So 5 Cent Sound magazine, tell us a little bit about it.
Right now we are in our 3rd year actually of being an organization on campus. We got recognized in winter of 2013. And we do right now a print magazine. So we have a staff of 50 that works on that print magazine as writers, photographers, designers, copy editors, that sort of thing. And we also have an active blog that we post to. So we have a lot of Emerson students involved. They all write all different kinds of music. We have so much stuff in the magazine this semester. We have pop and pop punk and hardcore, a little bit of folk in there too, whatever people want to write about.
Awesome. Well, best of luck. This is all super exciting.
Great, thanks so much.
Make sure you're keeping your eye out for the Emerson closing swaps and things going on around campus to support your fellow students and also update your spring wardrobe.
Stick around because we have a spotlight package with Aaron Kenigsberg with a Charlie Brown inspired show to come. Welcome back.
Sci-fi fans are freaking out and geeking out. X-Files may be making a comeback. Amelia, what's the dealia?
Clever there. Well, fans certainly are freaking and geeking out. So this is actually happening. It's reported that Fox is super close to rebooting sci-fi series The X-Files. The show that ended almost 15 years ago was rumored to be rebooted just a few short years ago, but Fox denied it. Looks like they're game now, though, since they're in the logistical stage of the reboot currently. But the push for this didn't come from the network. It came from Gillian Anderson herself, who starred on the show. On the Nerdist podcast earlier this year, she said she would be, quote, and I quote, effing overjoyed to make more episodes of the show that jump-started her career. Anderson and the hosts of the show blasted the hashtag XFiles2015, which got an overwhelming response. And co-star David Duchovny spilled in an appearance on The Talk last month that the possibility looks good. So maybe if we all start the hashtag Lizzie2015, Hillary Duff will make a comeback with Lizzie McGuire? I don't know, girl can dream, right? And some more TV news. Mad Men fans are obviously having some feels as the upcoming final episodes are approaching. I know I'm one of them, but have no fear. We all have a place to sit down and drown in our tears with the unveiling of a Mad Men-inspired bench in New York City. The cast of the hit AMC show attended the unveiling Monday morning, braving temperatures hovering around 20 degrees outside the Time Life building where the show is actually based on. The bench is shaped like the title card for the show, which is a silhouette of the John Hamm himself. It looks like the perfect place has been born for a classic Mad Men selfie. And the woman who we all wish was our grandma announced she's penning her second memoir. That's right, Julie Andrews is working on her follow-up to the 2008 memoir Home, which was about her childhood and her early career. This upcoming one is going to be more focused on the backstories to Mary Poppins, Sound of Music, and other things she worked on during her years as one of the world's most popular entertainers. It will start out in the 60s and take readers through her next 30 glorious years. I'm just hoping she throws a thing or two in there about the Princess Diaries. I mean, who wouldn't want to learn more about her time as the Queen of Genovia, am I right? Anyway, season 5 of Game of Thrones is just around the corner, and last night marked the star-studded red carpet event, or black carpet rather, in San Francisco. Many of the series' stars attended the event, including Emilia Clarke, Peter Dinklage, and Maisie Williams. Fans were actually able to submit questions to the stars via Facebook, and in return, the stars would answer them at the event. So far, reviews of the season have promised a notably confident season opener that will have you gripped from the get-go, so here's hoping the fantasy drama delivers. And as if we haven't talked enough about the world of television this morning, let's take a look at some of my favorite TV season premieres that certainly did deliver. Hands down, for my first pick, I'm going with Season 2, House of Cards. It was one of those openers that so much happens in, you're just left there literally hyperventilating, even a little scared, but totally bowing to the TV gods. I mean, I'm only halfway through Season 2, so no one spoil it for me, but I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop with the rest of the season. All right, so next we have Season 2 of Bob's Burgers. This premiere was everything. It was really important to me. Bob's Burgers is just completely wacko, and I love it. This episode had a Goonies-based theme, actually, and mixing the show with the best movie of the 80s? Yes, please, and thank you. Finally, I feel like I've had at least one mention of Friends in almost every feature, but Season 4 opener for the show was perfection. It's the one with the jellyfish, where we got some awesome jokes, including the whole setup that Chandler had to pee on Monica's foot to save her from a jellyfish sting. Arguably the best season premiere of all 10. Well, I hope you can all go forth and conquer with all that mostly TV news and knowledge I had for you this morning. I'm Amelia Fabiano. Back to you at the desk, Maggie and Logan.
Thanks, Amelia. Now, back in the day, I played Snoopy in Your Good Man, Charlie Brown, so the Peanuts gang is very close to my heart. Dog Sees God, a production at Emerson, follows the gang as they grow up. Here's Aaron Kenigsberg with more.
The Peanuts gang are at it again. I'm Aaron Kenigsberg, and this is Spotlight. And this week, we're featuring Dog Sees God, Confessions of a Teenage Blockhead. This is not your grandma's Charlie Brown. This is not what you watched when you were a kid. How has the plot changed in their teenage years?
Charlie Brown and all his pals, the Peanut characters, they're in high school, and they're going through teenage angst, and they're going through very serious topics, topics such as eating disorders and topics of bullying and homophobia. It's topics that are relevant to everyone, I think. And it's high school. High school is a difficult time, and this is them, the Peanut characters, grown up. And they're all just like really figuring themselves out and coming into themselves, really like learning out who they are.
Lucy has done quite a bit of growing up.
Yeah, she's grown up and a little bit screwed up. She, in this play, is in actually like a rehab facility because she burns a girl's hair off in class. She's a bit of an emotionally kind of confused character, I think. But I think my favorite part about playing this role is I really get to explore the relationship between her and Charlie Brown. They actually, like, in the context of this play, like, used to date, but since she kind of went off to like juvie/rehab, they had to break up.
Sally right now is a little bit younger than everybody else in the cast. She's about a junior in high school while the rest of them are seniors graduating, and she's just going through a lot of stuff. She's a little smarter than the other kids her age, so she deals with that and deals with all the issues that her brother and their friend group are facing.
What is the environment with the cast like in this show?
Fantastic. It's amazing. I'm working a lot with my really close friend Derek. And I've just made some amazing friends, and it's the nature of the show is so intense that you can't do it well without just really getting to know each other to deal with the themes we're talking about, and I think everyone's handled that beautifully.
This is not a show that you should bring your little nephew visiting the school.
Definitely not.
No.
Don't do that.
Not at all.
Unless you're a super open family, but
yeah, even then.
Just, hold off a couple years.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Dog Sees God runs for 2 performances on April 5th at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. in the multipurpose room. Admission is free, but there is an option to donate to the Trevor Project. And that's what's in the Spotlight.
Well, thank you so much, Aaron. That was a lot of fun, but that's all the time we have on our show today.
Look forward to Thursday when we have an interview with Kevin Lyman, the founder of Warped Tour Productions. That should be a fun time, so stick around and tune in on Thursday. Have a good day.